Hello, dear Didgeridoo friends. This video is very important to me. I had not much time to reflect or think about it, but it's okay if I only talk about feelings, gut feeling, intuition. How you feel about things is what it's about, in a way. Good. I talk about freedom. Freedom in music. Music of freedom. Like somebody said very wisely, yidaki and mago music, Didgeridoo music is music of freedom. This line made me think a lot since I read it, say, a year ago. That's exactly what I feel about it. Recent events in the last days showed me, I wasn't aware of that too much. There are at least two types of Didgeridoo players. I'm not judging, that's important. I just watch and make statements about my feelings about him. Good. The one seems to be players, and I was one of them many years. They are players who aim for playing Aboriginal tunes in the most perfect way they can achieve during a lifetime. That's their thing. Playing it exactly like the Aborigines do. Assuming this is somehow possible. The others, I guess that's the minority. I'm one of them now, after many years being in the other department. So the others, the vast minority, as I perceive it, they like to learn also what the Aborigines play. They learn the techniques as far as possible. And then they are striving for their own ways of playing. And this might sound very differently, more and more, from what the Aborigines do. One of my Didgeridoo teachers, because he was a contemporary player, I still love him very much, because he was not only an interesting, good guy, good heart, playing wonderfully, his more modern stuff, good teacher. And his credo was, I don't strive to play like the Aborigines. I want to do my own stuff. So this, one of my teachers, did this to a very high degree of skill set. He still is a fantastic player. One of my other teachers, he learned traditional stuff a bit, also from Aborigines, but he always wanted to go his own way. you know from YouTube many other examples of players who tried to play traditional stuff, learn something about it, but quickly turned into more modern stuff. Or they came from modern stuff, tried a bit traditional things and went back to modern stuff. I'm not judging here. This is important. I'm just stating what I saw in all the years. For me, traditional way of playing, being a professional player, meaning I have a percentage of my income from that. So being that, I was looking also what the market, not really, but a bit, what the market had in store for me. Is there a gap where I can sit in and do something interesting, worth some money? So frankly, in the first years I learned more and more traditional techniques, was fascinated, but I can't say I really liked it, and definitely not really loved it. This came years and years later. The more I knew about it, the more I learned, the more I had students and more students and all the talking about it, I started to see the beauty and the magic and started to feel it more and more. It took 2 decades. Yeah, I guess a player goes through phases in his life. I'm not guessing, I think I know. And amongst the first phases is you want to play technical stuff as perfectly as possible and know everything, and you learn what the role models do. After years and years doing that, I realized it's not possible. You can learn the technical stuff having the proper informations. You might also learn a bit parts of songs and rhythms, the aboriginals do, but no matter how hard you try, you don't have really the proper information, and I understand that the Aborigines don't give it all away. Balanda, white men, were not that kind to the Aboriginal people and culture. So butchering them and murdering them and treating them like animals is not the way how you make friends and who don't want to share them, right? Okay, so I get it. And after accepting that fact, it became more and more senseless, irrelevant, because if you try to play really like the role models, it's a must fail. You can't do it because no matter how hard you try, you can come close, but at the end of the day, it's still a bad copy of what we hear when we hear the Aborigines play. Not to mention, you in many cases don't really understand what you are playing. My take on this was I was studying so hard and practicing in my own way them techniques. It was all about techniques, many years, to have the colors needed to paint some rhythms. Yeah, so I was into techniques, and because I learned them so hard, so deeply, I tried to understand that I have the feeling still I made them my techniques. I may say I decoded many things, I understood many things by not only practicing it and learning it from teachers and sources. One of my most important sources was to talk with my many students in all the years about these techniques, what they maybe mean, what they mean to us if we make them our own. That was my way. So I realized after 2 decades or more early, there is no way we white people can play exactly like the Aborigines. There's not even close. 2 or 3 white men, I would say, yeah, they came close, but all in all due respect, and I love them all, I guess they would say without hesitation, yeah, it's we came close, but it's still far away. Good, that was, let's say, the introduction. Now back to the freedom thing. In the last days, I had not only a communication, but a dispute. 2 worlds crashing onto each other, and I didn't like the other world anymore. Dogmatic, unforgiving, not flexible, intolerant. This is how I perceive this. Maybe you could say hardliner stuff. I would go even further. Now I come to the things that really matter to me. Music, no matter what music, is created, of course, by people who dare to do their own thing. Every band, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, or singers or songwriters, doesn't matter who, Paul Simon, Kate Bush. I don't mention the earlier, the more modern names, because this is different today, creating music. Yeah, so these ladies and gentlemen creating their own music, they moved something. They surely practiced to tunes from other people. This has its value, of course. You gotta have a skill set. You gotta know stuff. to create something own. Some people create their own magic music without knowing that much about other music. So that is possible also. Yeah. So what I'm saying is you need balls and the wish to create something of your own, to make, this is now my opinion, okay, a music that means something, it's something personal, in this way a magic music, magical. In my perception, again my opinion, to learn stuff that other people already played perfectly and wonderfully, and they created their tunes, and you are practicing and practicing like crazy to play exactly like that. This is a worthwhile goal, right, in terms of training, my opinion. But as an end goal, I cannot see why this should be worth something. You copy something, maybe as perfectly as can be, but where is the point? You do something other people did before, and in most cases did it much better than you. So this was for me never, it was a goal many years ago, but it seemed to have no purpose. As a training, fine, but I like to put my main effort clearly into own things, own rhythms, own feelings, statements, create my own magic. This is, for me, in the context of the bigger picture, all what it's about. Definitely. The bigger picture is we humans lose more and more our freedom, especially in this COVID time. But all in all, more and more laws and regulations, and it's forbidden this and forbidden that, and if you look at the world like that, it's pure madness. Fascism, communism, and many other isms, because they do not allow you more freedom. They fence you in, they make steel bars, they even butcher you, they do everything to rob your freedom. I was in countries where freedom was more given to the people. It's now also gone, this freedom. And at least to not get insane about this. If you are a musician, you want to have this freedom. And I perceive the pressure. You gotta play like that. It's not good enough. It's is to me complete madness. If other people played this and perfectly and magically, and you try to make a bad copy of it. This is not what it's about. This is not freedom. This is, to me, not even music. It is kind of a work, training to mad maximum things that are not your things, never will be. So why not? I mean, it's the only choice you have, to do your own things. Practice the basics and then off you go into your own universe. Have fun and all the freedom that music can give you. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.